I don't know what the name of this podcast is. It's an unnamed podcast, but I know the first episode had to be Real Spit with Mr. Grimm.
Real motherfucking talk is what it's called. I stole that from Aries Speakers, but okay.
Whatever.
Him, by the way.
Yeah, it was exactly.
Show. Shout out to Corey Hall.
Exactly. Bless the spirit bomb emote, which we will get in here eventually, of Corey Holcomb.
I stand on it.
I stand on it. That should be like what you have to type. I ain't stunting you. I gotta get all those sounds.
This is gonna be called the Point of Order.
Point of Order podcast.
Point of Order. Point of. I watched a video of him today, by the way.
Did you?
The opening statement was Point of Order. Point of Order.
It's how the video starts.
It is. That's how it started. He just immediately just talking about Point of Order. It's like nobody said nothing.
You know, Eric Mays right now, who Flip Michigan Council, he's suspended right now. So I haven't been watching none of the new shits. I've been giving it like a small break.
You threw a rock. He said you threw a rock and then hit your hand and then came back and smoked the rock. I said I'm out of here. I'm fucking done with this shit.
I don't want to take Point of Order podcast because then the first podcast would be about me taking fucking Point of Order from him. So I'm not doing it.
And then we can have him on it and you can just fucking sit there and laugh for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
of him just bullshitting.
It'd just be me and Ricky Smiley who's ever got him like on a podcast recording session. And that's definitely the audience I want. Motherfucking Ricky Smiley ass niggas. Oof. They be out of here just because I said the N-word right now in front of a white man.
For real. Don't worry, I'm not going to say it, y'all. I have respect for my brothers and sisters of melanin persuasion.
So on that note, this is my good friend Joey Styles, aka Mr. Grimm. I don't know if you want me to put your whole government out there. I apologize in advance.
It's fine. I'm not the Joey Styles from ACW.
He's not the Joey Styles.
Out of the way.
He's not the commentary, the color commentary for many wrestling promotions.
The best commentator.
The best.
Jim Ross be damned.
He is a very good friend of mine. I was blessed enough to go to I guess you would call it like a demo, like an early
demo
game. Yeah, like an early
North Carolina.
No. Yeah, no, maybe. But what we went to, what would you call it? Like an early impression, like a demo,
playtest.
A playtest kind of, right? So we had a playtest demo rather, like at New York Comic-Con last year. He was in town. I had work, but I kind of wanted to do this as well. Wink wink. And my boy, he was in town, and at first I was just like I was gonna be grateful enough to even get him inside the room, and then they were like, oh, is he with you? Yeah, you can come right on up. And I was like, cool. And I forgot my man's name. I just followed him on Twitter, but he was there. He's like the director for this, I think.
I forget his name.
I forget his name too, but I followed him just out of respect. You were very just like humble to meet the man. And
yeah, for sure.
They let him play. It was great. We got to play.
No. They didn't let me play. They made me play.
They
I didn't have a fucking choice in the matter.
They really did.
I can't do that. And they're like, nope, come over here. I'm like, okay. And then the real story happened.
Oh God, let's save that.
I did the first. Okay, all right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my man. What was you gonna say?
I am talking about your man.
So
after the first part of that demo,
wait, let's save it. Let's save it. Let's save it for the end. Let's save that for the end because that's hilarious. Because I absolutely got to talk about that. But we played like the first, like the demo, basically. Like the demo, I was surprised when I played the demo because the demo it was the areas that we played, which is the Nibelheim section in chapter 1, I guess it is. Is it a prologue? Is it chapter 1?
It's chapter 1, I think.
Yeah, and but we got right to the town. Like we didn't get to hit the street and fight the Fang.
They didn't do the actual opening. They did the actual mission on the mountain. After, I think the bridge is already gone, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's
the bridge is gone by then.
We like our demo stopped at the fight in the mountain in Mount Nibble. But the demo went even further than that, and that shocked me as well. I'm surprised as how much we got in that demo, but I understand why, because like that's like they're like really pushing that demo, Square Enix. But yeah, so let's get into it, man. I was very delighted with the demo. I don't know if you got to play the demo, because the next day, exactly the next day,
and then I'm sitting here minding my own fucking business. And I get this message going, do this. And I said, for fucking what? I'm busy. That's which is a lie. I was actually sitting here with my girlfriend, bothering her with Persona. No, we were watching the Frasier reboot.
Oh shit, how was that?
And I'm allowed to say how it's pretty garbage, honestly.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But
okay.
I'm allowed to say how I got it and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So he hits me up going, put this in your machine. I'm like, whatever, okay. And I do it, and then it pops up, and I'm like, that doesn't say demo, that says full game. And I just kind of sat there for a minute and couldn't really process it. And then I popped out the chair and almost put it through the wall from just my lift off. And yanked the controller from her and said, girl, I got something to do. And I went to install it, and I think it was like 200 gigs or some shit.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Pause.
And so yeah, I let it download, and then I got to playing that night, and never got a chance to do them. You're like, hey, make sure you import the demo. I was like, can't do it. Didn't ever even download that bitch.
and like, so we didn't talk about it too. That's the other thing. Like I was like, just save everything. So I don't even know how you really feel about this shit right now. So like, we haven't talked about it. How do you feel about this game? Just out the gate.
Overall. Out the gate. I love it. I can't even like bullshit you on that. It was already gonna be, even if it would have been like fucking like Crisis Core graphics, I would still been like, yes, this is the shit.
Yeah.
My complaint already, and I'm just gonna, because
you got
to the point.
Ooh, okay. Let's hear it.
To the point, I've already beaten the game.
Yeah, I know. That's the one thing I'm
already highest level and everything. Because I don't he knows, y'all don't know, I'm fucking psychotic when it comes to JRPGs.
I've never been able to outbeat him in any kind of like beating a game, so I don't try anymore. It's never happened. It never will.
We're gonna take a field trip real quick. We're gonna come back to this. There's gonna be a lot of this.
Okay.
I'm already on half an edible, so you may as well just strap in, kids.
Hey, we in the ride.
So when I first went to his house, this was 2005. Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit were alive. John Cena was in his first world title reign. This is how old we are. I went to this man's house with a guy named Anthony, which, okay, whatever. And if he hears this, you know what it is. And we played like X-Men Legends or whatever. And I'm sitting there, and I saw his Kingdom Hearts stuff, and this, that, and the other, and I see he had Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X. I said, oh shit, he's got that. And you go, yeah, I can't really get far. I'm kind of stuck right now. I don't know what to do. I said, well, where are you at? And he pops it in and shows me. And he was about level 30, and he was right at Nibelheim.
Yeah.
He just beat Cosmo Ken. He was outside, and I'm like, oh, cool, you haven't got Vincent or Sid yet? And you go, who are they? And I went, oh boy.
I was very
and then I look at his party. And because I asked him, like, hey, do you not know about this game and everything? He's like, no, I heard my boy Jared, his older brother Justin, has always talked about this, and Sephiroth, and Sephiroth is awesome.
Yep.
I was like, okay, so you played Kingdom Hearts first, obviously, and then we're like, I got to see where this man came from.
Absolutely.
But then I see his party, and I see Cloud, obviously, and Barrett, because of course he has to have a black man on there. Power to the people.
Hey, listen, ain't much changed.
Ain't much change, exactly. And then I see Aerith, whatever, and I go, And I go, you gonna use her, huh? And this man looks at me with the happiest face and goes, yeah, it seemed like her and Sephiroth got beef. I want her to be there for the end. And I go, And I go, you might not want to do that. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, how can I say it? Because this is when I actually cared about his spoilers and everything. Now I'll spoil them. I don't give a shit. I go, she's not real good in that fight. It's gonna make it a lot harder. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. We'll see. So we go through it, and I get him past the Materia Guardian, which is in the demo, ironically enough.
Yeah.
And then I think I got you to Rocket Town, and then I stopped. And eventually, when I came back after the summer, I'd come back before then, but we never got back to it. I got him to right at the North Crater. So he's about to, see Sephiroth again.
Yeah.
Well, somehow his data got messed up, and he didn't want to make all that progress, over again. So about 3 years later, he just beat Final Fantasy IX. I loaned him my copy, and he beat that, and he was super into it. And he was like, "Man, I wish I could have finished Final Fantasy VII." I go, "You can just do it again." He goes, "Yeah, but that's too much."
Yeah, it was scored.
This was on like a Sunday.
Yeah.
This was a Sunday, and I go, well, and side note, I was homeschooled at that time because fuck going to school. I could just, do all my shit in an hour and then have the day for myself. And I go, I'll get you back to where you were. It'll be here on Friday, because he was at my house every weekend and then vice versa. He goes, bullshit. I said, I only have you there. I'll have you to a higher level than you've ever imagined in every limit break possible at this point. He said, bet. I took a picture on Wednesday, and I was already level 65, and I was at the spot. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just gonna get you to level 70." He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Fucking 65.
Like, I was already level 40 or something by the time I got to the snake, the Midgar serpent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's insanity. That's insanity. Yeah. I didn't know that. I'm replaying it right now. There's no way in hell I can play that shit. It's a level 65 in the first disc. That shit's insane. And this is before like the speed mechanics and all that shit. This motherfucker was doing it rough.
Yep. I just always enjoyed grinding and stuff, so it kind of worked out. But
that should tell you enough that he's built different when it comes to RPGs and progressions and stuff like that. He's built different.
You're too kind. But I already forgot where I was going with this. But okay. So my thoughts on it. I loved it. This, that, and the other.
But you said you had issues. Like that's where we kind of left off, and then we went. But wait, let's not even go into them now. We could have. Let's not do it. Let's save it. So you already beat it. You're how fast? How long did it take you to beat it? You started on what day and ended on what day? And how many hours?
So I'm 95 hours in.
Woo!
I started the day you sent it, which was not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that, and I finished it Monday.
Man, can I tell you, I have not beat it. How are you playing? Because here's how I'm playing. I will not leave a region until it's 100% complete, unless like the game permits me to go further, and then I have to trek back.
I did that at first, and once I got to Corel or Gongaga, I said I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah,
and I missed a few combat trials where I could get like stagger this and that. I was just too fucking strong. Yeah, which I can just go back and do that or whatever. I don't know if it's needed for a platinum, because obviously I'm gonna do that. I did it with the first one.
I was doing I did the Chadley stuff. Like I at first fuck his little companion.
That's cracker.
But for me, like I had like a really guilty conscience about playing it and beating it too fast at first. I was like, of course not. But like, I was like, damn, should I save this for the stream? Should I like leave an authentic? And then I tried like recording myself on the side, and it wasn't really working that well, and it was taking up too much space on the hard drive. And then, so I was doing like, I'm not leaving until I complete this region to slow me up from completing it, so I can have something to stream when the time comes, which is not going to be for another week.
The other one.
What's that?
You're gonna do hard mode like the other one.
Oh God, yeah.
I can already fucking tell you, not gonna be fun.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm already contemplating, like, just since I did the hardest part in Remake on hard, just doing the rest on normal or something, or just skipping it entirely and playing Yuffie, because I gotta play Yuffie too.
I would just finish it on hard. You've already got past the.
I'm not gonna finish that shit in 7 days. There's no way it's happening.
You have 7 days.
I have 7 days before the girl comes out the ring and snatches up my content plan.
7 days for Final Fantasy VII.
It is true.
Also, real quick side note, this ain't gonna be no 30, 45 minute. We've already We already, but that's
Look,
okay.
it's because what you talking about? What we talking about? What you side talking now?
I'm side talking it all right now. I've been planning it all week, son. You watch your little baby nuts around fucking Midgard with me, or you want to go home? All right, man. But no, I really enjoyed the game. I have some gripes, which I'm just gonna go ahead and say them. I know. And
remember, you can't say everything.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just say something about the first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, Square, I love you. You hooked me up. Y'all were very kind to me. But with first game, I know you wanted to make it seem like its own standalone title. So when the second one comes out, it's like its own standalone game. We don't do that.
You mean with the next one you don't want it to be
I don't need you to go ahead and
what's the word you're looking for? Is it something that you can't say?
No, it's something I think I can say. It's about like what football players wear on the field.
Oh, padding.
Yeah. You don't need to pad the game to make it fucking 100 hours long and to make me literally go, should I just skip this part because I really don't give a shit.
Well, listen, in terms of like remake to Rebirth, that shit is 1,000% improved. Like if you're gonna have that shit,
yeah.
If you must put that like kind of padding in this shit, at least let it be like something substantial or like a little bit entertaining. Don't let it be like I'm in Midgard in the slums helping little fucking kids do whatever the fuck little kids do, helping find their kittens and shit. Like let it be what it is in this, where it's like that's what I wanted to talk about, was like the gameplay loop. That's what the gamers call it, the gameplay loop, where it's like every region, this is the rinse and wash of what you do on the map. Like you see the satellites, you see the little like nesting areas for the crystals, which is like a gift from the live stream. Like all that shit is cool. It's a little Western. Like a little Western RPG-ish. Like it feels. I don't know if you ever played this shit, Forbidden Hidden West. You ever played that shit with the girl with the red hair and I hated that shit. I hated it so much. I
have no idea what you're even talking about.
Really? Hold on. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West.
Is that? Oh, fuck those games,
dude. Yeah, this shit right here.
Fucking corny. No, I'm good. Thank you. But that Nier Automata can suck my dick. Just so we're clear.
I'm telling you, a lot of what's in Final Fantasy VII, the gameplay loop feels like it's straight up ripped out of Horizon Forbidden West, dog. Like going to satellites and activating them and shit, and like the kind of collecting you do, like with the material on the ground where you can just pick them up and shit like that. Yeah. So much of like that kind of Western RPG gameplay loop is hyper present in Final Fantasy VII. Like it's it feels more Western than like JRPG, if you catch my drift. Yeah. In that regard, it even has like the big ass Fallout 3 moment of getting out of the vault when you get out of the area in the grasslands. You know what I'm talking about? Like that shit is dead ass Fallout 3. So I thought I
didn't mind that part.
I didn't mind it either. Like I'm saying, I don't mind. Like I love the gameplay loop and shit like that. It just took me aback how like weird, like influence wise it feels like.
It's weird to see this place like in actual detail instead of just a patch of green and then a tiny house that represents the fucking city.
Yeah, no, I love, like, that's one of the things I want to talk about too. Like one of the things that I love, like this shit in a way that Remake didn't do, because you're just stuck in the slums the whole time. Like you never get to see the actual hustle and bustle of the city. Like you shut the fuck up. But you really John Goodman from you really feel like this is the culture of fucking I guess it's Gaia. They don't really say the name of the planet.
Gaia, yeah.
But like this, like, all right, I'm meeting the people. I get the culture. There's some weird motherfuckers out here. Like the only people that you meet is slum people and businessmen and children
Yes.
in remake. Like this feels like
Yes.
you're meeting different places. Every place has a different culture. Like I love what they did to
hillbillies.
yeah, there's hillbillies, there's the city, well not a city, but there's like the little towns and villages that you're used
Wilmington.
to. There's fucking, which one is Wilmington?
Fucking the first one. I know the name. Again, I'm not saying names just because I'm like, I don't know if I can say them.
Do you mean Grasslands? Or the place after that?
Place,
yeah, fucking stupid.
Place, yeah,
there's no road.
Heroin addicts all over the street.
It's just roads. There's no sidewalks.
Yes.
I love all that shit. I love that every place feels like a place. I love what they did to, what's that fucking vacation spot?
Costa del Sol.
I love what they did with that shit. Holy shit.
Oh, there's so much to do there. I was very impressed with that. I'm impressed with the thing they added to it too.
What's that?
The thing they added to it. Well, they added a bunch of shit to it.
Well,
the thing on the beach from the original game.
on Costa del Sol? Something happens on the beach? What happens on the beach in the original? In the original, what happens?
You just see somebody. But in this game,
damn, you would think I didn't play this shit.
There's a certain person who we don't like who just shows up on the beach to kind of mock you a little bit. They're on vacation.
Oh yeah, that does happen though in the original. That does happen.
Well, not what happens after that.
Yeah, not to the extent he's talking about Hojo. People, Hojo still shows up at the beach, but that part is elongated. It's accentuated. We can say that much.
I don't mind it. I don't mind what they did with that.
Not at all. Not at all. Because in the original, Costa del Sol feels like such a blip on the radar. You barely remember that shit. It
is, yeah.
Like there's no reason to ever go back to that motherfucker, and like, you know, it's not really memorable outside of like that nice like archway shit.
That's about it. Yeah.
But yeah, I love all the shit you can do. The boat. I love
the boat. I was a big.
Yeah, I love the fact that
I was. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I love the fact that like Gaia has cruises for like vapid people, and they play tournaments on the ship, and that's
they play Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments.
They play Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments on the ship
without the stench.
You can't do it's season 1 rules only. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was a big fan of what happens on the boat, not the. Fuck it. There's a boss fight. Everybody fucking knows that. Who played the original?
Yeah.
I was a fan of somebody doing their little costume scene.
Yeah.
But adding a little Michael Jackson into it. And demanding to speak to a manager like a Karen, perhaps. I was a big fan of that. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Can I talk? Can we just? I would. That's a perfect transition to like characters and moments we love. I did in the original. My least favorite character to use outside of Kate Sith, because he's everybody's least favorite character to use in the original, was Red 13. I know, crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Red 13. I get it. I never gave a fuck. I love his story.
With him in this one.
I love it. I love his story and what is it? Cosmo Canyon and his fucking father crying. That shit. I'm playing the original right now as well as the remake on stream and Rebirth on the side, and that moment still fucking got me. Like it's still that good, and that howl at the end. It's still great. But I never fucked with him. And this shit made me love Red 13. Holy shit. What?
The little reveal. Are you there yet? Or
I'm probably not. I forget what chapter I'm on. I think I'm on chapter.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
You know where I'm at? I'm at the end of Gungaga is where I'm at right now. I'm trying to finish.
So you are not there, yeah.
No, I'm trying to finish all of Gungaga before I move on. But but that moment you're talking about, love it. I love like how he growls at people over anything. I love how he hates being treated like a dog, except for like when the girls come and scratch him. I love that shit. He's great. Like characters, like they nail characterization. Like they nail characterization in remake, but like it's even better here. I fucking love Yuffie, dog. Like I used to, you know, everybody in the original, you kind of hate Yuffie, to be honest with you. She's kind of
You
like,
always wanted to use her. You always wanted to.
yeah, I am now.
Just because.
So I am now. So because I know about the Eris thing and I'm scarred for life by it, I was like, okay, here's the plan. Yuffie is the white mage. We're gonna build her up to be the white mage, and so I'm using her now.
The rich white mage. Every team in a JRPG has a rich white mage behind them.
That's a Rush Hour 2 reference, everybody.
Yes, everybody's gonna be really confused.
I have to explain it, or else
I understand.
They'll shackle me.
Yeah.
But once again, for a second time, in the rich bitch logo. So, but I love her in this shit too. Like I said, like you're supposed to hate her, like in Final Fantasy VII, up to a certain point, and she's hateable. Yeah. But in this shit, she's very fucking hateable. Great, very hateable. I didn't realize it till this second playthrough. Like, damn, she's a fucking asshole, dog. I love the shit with Barrett. So what's your party?
He's so good.
He's so great.
What's my party?
Yeah, what's your party?
My party. I mean, it's the one it always is. I didn't even bother to change it. It's obviously Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa. I just
the Midgard 3.
I refuse to change.
Respect.
The original 3. Yeah.
On that note, my favorite is also, you know, of course, Cloud, and of course Barrett. Like I said, nothing changes. I must have Barrett on the crew. Yeah. I don't give a rat's ass representation wise.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not the representation type nigga. Barrett's my favorite black character in all of gaming. And
he might be one of the best ones ever.
He's one of the best ever.
I've been thinking about that while I'm playing this.
And Yuffie, of course. So before we get into why I asked about who your party is, just going back to characterizations, like I said, I love everybody, but I do miss, there are two things I miss from Barrett. I miss the cursing. Where's the cursing at? This nigga should be cursing up a storm. Come on.
I mean, he kind of does.
But
it's not funny anymore because they can't, like, blur it out with a hashtag and an ampersand.
I think that's what it is. It's just the censor was hilarious, maybe. So you're right, he does it, but it's very in casual, like, discussion. It's never, like, for hilarity. And two, I know it's only in Advent Children, but I would love for him to call him Spiky just one time.
He called him that in the original one a bunch, but I've noticed that too.
He hasn't called him Spiky yet, man.
No, he's just called him Soldier Boy, which is
you
insulting.
Okay, so who's your favorite to actually use? Because you start off with Cloud, but you can also like have the party leader be somebody else, and then that's who you jump as when the fight starts.
Like characterization wise and who I can play as is still just Barrett. I'm a big fan.
And he didn't get much of a glow up either in terms of gameplay.
No, he really didn't. The thing that happens that's centered around him, I was like, okay, I was talking about them adding shit, and that was one of the things that I was like really into. Yeah. Tifa, I like to use her more than I like to use Barrett half the time because she can,
she really
build up stuff.
Yeah, I do like her gameplay mechanics a lot. Everybody is fun to play with. That's what I noticed.
Yuffie is really, really good in certain situations.
Yes, she is. She's
one of her skills in particular. Really, I'm trying to again. I'm stuttering because I'm like.
You can say things like even the playing field or shit like that.
Even the playing field and
look at hey Hachi want to shoot the shit out me for what I just said.
He does. He should. Her ability to hit weaknesses. We'll just say.
Yeah. I love that shit.
The Heart Osborne. That type of shit.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. But like even like people who I didn't like really playing as, like I didn't like playing as Aerith at all in Remake.
God.
But she's way better in this than she is in that.
She is,
they give her a lot more shit to like mitigate the problem with playing as her, which is just like remaining stationary and not having much room to move. Like they at least give her some utility that like, okay, I understand it. There's one mini game that you got to play as her that I fucking hate. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
I know you know it. God, I hated it. But it just like it focused on more on how she's still like in terms of like the core members, probably like the weak link in terms of gameplay. it just really highlights it, that little mini game. But yeah, everybody's so fucking fun to play with, dog. Like I wasn't. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, fuck it. Kate Sith, real quick. Let me rewind back here.
Yeah.
Talking about characterization. You know, whatever on the character. I don't really care, honestly. That's probably not the correct term, characterization, but his voice really makes me happy.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool that they did that. I was a fan of that.
I still need an explanation on why he talks like that, though, because my mans don't talk like that.
There's a reason.
Okay, and they explain
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
No, they don't explain it, but
they don't.
It goes to his name and everything.
Gotcha.
Which I'll tell you about later. But,
gotcha. All right. Yeah. So, are there any changes you liked, like story-wise? Changes you didn't like story-wise that we can talk about?
No, we can't talk about them. But...
Okay, so let's. I'm just gonna touch on.
I can tell you the reason. I can say without getting in trouble why I like certain things.
Okay.
I like what they've gotten rid of, we'll just say.
Okay.
And I like what they've added to it.
Okay.
It explains certain things that even when I was younger, I was like, that, they didn't really touch on this ever again.
They never really explained that.
Hey, here you go. Like, he can just go to his Sephiroth lair and regenerate. You stupid Sephiroth.
Yeah.
What you want, Barrett? You want the blade cut or the demolition man cut?
So you can't take.
Because dye is expensive. That'll be 15 gil for the blade and 20 for the demolition man.
This is just inside jokes, y'all. You gotta understand, it's my best friend here, man. So he's just.
I'm not trying to make it accessible, honestly. I'm just doing what I know to do.
I refuse to explain it. We're gonna move right on from that.
Yes, as we should.
So I just to touch on what I like and dislike, I'm gonna do it the same way you did. I found what you said to be very interesting. The way out after you get through, like, the demo portion that is widely available to people right now, right after that moment, something happens, and I'm not a fan of it. It harkens back to things that I don't like about the ending of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And the thing that I don't like about Final Fantasy VII Remake is things from the original. Some things from the original can be changed, should be changed. Some things should never fucking be changed. Like,
Let me just ask. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Between you and me.
Okay.
Does this have anything to do with a certain poster that you used to want desperately off my wall? Okay. My answer is yes.
New things you like. So that's what I meant to talk about. New things you like. New thing that I like is Queen's Blood. Holy shit. I usually dislike mini games in Final Fantasy games, especially when they are forced upon you. Like, I love Blitzball, but like, I don't like that I have to play it to get Wakka's ultimate weapon.
It becomes insanely easy after you get Tidus to like level 5 in Blitzball, and then you're just scoring 457 goals in 2 minutes.
You can even like build like a super all-star team in that shit, and it makes it so fucking easy. I just hate that I have to do it. In this, I do not mind. But also, I'm not where you're at, where it's like,
yeah,
I'm in the thick of it. Like, there's things about Queen's Blood that I don't like. I love, what I love about it? I love a straight up game. Give me a straight up game, and I will beat the shit out you. What I don't like are the puzzle portions of it.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it just falls in line to our next segue. But before we get there, are there new things that you like that we can talk about?
Mostly no.
Okay. So can we? So
Queen's Blood.
Okay, what do you got to say?
Queen's Blood, I do enjoy too, because I can't speak. I was always a fan of Triple Triad from 8, and I forget what they called the 1 and 9. I like that one too. Triple Triad, though, the Triple Triad game was really fun. I wasted a lot of fucking hours playing that back in the summer of 2002 for some reason.
Summer 2002.
But what happens with Queen's Blood, which that's all we're gonna go in. That's all I'll say about it. Go fuck yourself. But yes, that's all I'm gonna say on the subject.
Yeah, see,
because if I wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, I would put it in the fucking game system.
And let me tell you, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories has some of the wackiest rules, some of the wackiest ass pulls in all of like video game trading card games translated to video games in history.
Like when you're randomly fighting Kaiba in the path and this motherfucker just starts pulling out 3,500 attack power monsters. Like,
Meteor B Dragon in your ass.
It's like, you motherfucker, I have the strongest thing I have is at 900. Why is this a thing?
Yeah, for sure.
What am I supposed to do? Oh, go grind and get 5-star chips and then put the code in that's on the bottom of the card and spend 9 million star chips to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oh, that still won't help you.
That was what a terrible
SOL you are.
Terrible conversion rate. It was so fucking bad. Oh my god.
But if you cheat in it, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like that was one game I wish I could go back and cheat. I should just emulate that shit. Anyway.
But there's other mini games in it that I don't know if you've gotten to yet.
So that's what I was getting ready to transition to. So mini games is a huge part of the original Final Fantasy VII, and I feel like, you know, in the original Final Fantasy VII, mini games are a blessing and a curse. Curse mostly because they don't function fucking well, right?
Yeah.
In this, they function pretty well, for the most part. You know, you go to the Golden Saucer, you know, you still got your games, your usual games, yada yada yada. I don't think that's too big of a spoiler.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, I think you see it in the trailer as well, so it's not a big deal. I love how they like use the miniature versions of themselves in certain mini games. Like the boxing one, and even Fort Condor. Have you done Fort Condor? Fuck Fort Condor, bro.
And there's some other bullshit involving that, but I don't think I can say anything about it. But...
So on Fort Condor, what I'll say is I got as far as stage 4 on hard mode. It doesn't let me at this point go any further, but hard mode, I did not leave. Like I told you, I was like, I am not leaving these areas until everything is done.
I did everything on normal. I said, I am not doing this shit on this difficulty.
You see, so I thought
No, I did everything that it told me I could do.
Okay.
With Fort Condor, and then it goes, "Hey, now these are all unlocked in hard mode." I said, "Eat my ass, I'm not doing that."
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that shit either.
Yeah. Okay, so you did everything, but then it said, "Hey, this is unlocked now. You can do this." And you said, "Mm-mm."
Yeah, it said this is unlocked, stage 4 hard mode. Do it. And I did it thinking that I would like unlock something, and it didn't. So I'm like, maybe something else will happen, but maybe it won't. Maybe I won't get access to like stages 1 through 3 on hard mode until I actually play hard mode.
I hope so, because I really don't want like a, you know,
I don't want anything tied to that, right? Yes.
Yeah, I do not want that, because there's a couple other mini games later on that do that, and I'm just like, don't do this.
Yeah, you know,
don't be hysteric.
Don't do this. Just put a cork in it, Zane. Ones that I did like, you know, I like the bike shit. The boxing shit took a little getting used to. Yeah. You get to do whatchamacallit again with Tifa, the sit-up shit. I had to get into Zen mode.
God, I hated that in the first one.
I had to get into Zen mode.
Yeah, same.
Both times. It took me a while to get to Zen mode this time around, though. I remember last time I was up to like 4 a.m. trying to complete that shit to get the championship belt. It didn't take me that long this time, but I did. There were some low lows during that mini game.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But yeah, I feel like it's very much the same in remake. There are blessings and curses at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot, you know.
Yeah, and it's it's egregious in the original, but it's also egregious here a little bit too.
It can be for sure. Yeah.
I won't say it's a negative because like I said, it's part of the original. Like the original has faults, and it's that. I guess they could have mitigated that, but you know, as a person who truly wanted a 1-to-1 direct remake of Final Fantasy VII in lieu of what we got here, like I said, I'm still a fan. I'm still gonna see what's going on, but that would have came with it as well if I wanted a 1-to-1 translation. All that tedious mini game shit, so I can't really complain about it that it's here.
You're not gonna get anything deep from me like that. I'm just like, yep, I agree, sure. Or I'm gonna go, no, I disagree.
Yeah, no, that's completely fine. What are we? We're almost an hour in, and I'm at the fucking last part of it, so it's perfect. Final impressions. Yeah. Where do you rank it? So final impressions, anything you feel about it, where do you rank it personally, and how do you feel about this ranking that I'm getting ready to show you here, which is how it ranks on Metacritic? It's oh damn, where is it? All right, so there's only 6 Final Fantasy games that have gone above a 90, and that's 9, 10, 12.
Not fair. Fuck that game.
6 advance for the GBA, and then 14 Endwalker, and now this.
We don't count 14.
I don't count 14.
I'm not counting that.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't even count 11 if I'm keeping it funky with you.
No. I don't count 12 based on principle.
Listen, I still have 12. This is a future discussion, but I still have 12 gift wrapped for the PS4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that you got for me, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Once Final Fantasy VII season is over, should we keep it Final Fantasy? Should we move on to something else? Because there's a whole backlog of shit I gotta play. I was gonna bring it to the chat, but we can talk about that later. But do you think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is in good company as like one of the best Final Fantasy games? Where does it rank for you personally?
That's a loaded question. It's better than part 1 for sure.
Absolutely. Leaps and bounds.
I saw a certain website give it a 9, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah,
I said the same shit.
I don't know if my opinion matters on this,
but
because I just loved the original 7.
I was gonna say,
you're obviously gonna have
you're a longtime fan, so if you feel burned by this shit in some ways, you should address that.
Burned at where I'm at right now, but I can't say why that is. But I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah, and maybe burned is too strong of a word. Maybe like vexed, as Huey Freeman once said.
I look at it and go, "This shit is stupid. Why are you doing this?" But it's something minor. It's this minor stuff. If it's egregious, I just won't. I don't give a. I'll just stop playing the fucking game.
Right.
But it's so small. I'm just like, why would you do this,
man? So I guess to follow suit with that, like I said, I have not beaten it. You've even given me kind of some food for thought of what the fuck I may be stepping into once I beat this shit. Like I said, this is a spoiler-free. Hopefully we kept it spoiler-free enough for you.
God, I hope so. I don't want to get a fucking knock at my door from Square with a fucking Nodachi ready to...
I gotta be a Nodachi, bro.
I mean, it could be a Buster Sword, or it can be a gun arm, in which case I'm like, where'd you get that?
But hopefully by the time we do that podcast or audio recording broadcast session, hopefully I'll have beaten it by then, and we can talk about all our grievances. Hopefully it doesn't turn into like a bashing. But if it does,
I think it will.
I don't think it will either. But I think this is the end of the recording. Thank you all. Subscribe. I don't know what the name of this podcast is, but by the time it releases,
we already got the name for it.
What's the name of
the Point of Order? The Point of Order podcast. And from now on, we got to have a sound clip that you just hit when we just getting over each other. Point of Order. Point of Order. Miss Galloway. Point of order. Thanks.
It's a 3rd-degree felony. Threatening elected officials. You all right?
Yeah, you can't hear that, but I'm definitely playing Eric Mays right now.
As you should.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you.
Of course, boo-boo.
I don't know if you want to put your social handles out there. I don't know if you have anything you want to promote. This is what usually people do at the end of these things.
No.
Support your boy. Support Joker Man Uno on all social platforms.
Yes, there you go. All of that. If you don't, you're racist.
And if you don't, listen, you heard the white man says you racist. Yes. If you don't follow me, you ain't black. That's what Joe Biden said.
Yes, and I follow him, so that makes me black.
He black adjacent. He light skinned.
Black adjacent.
All right, y'all. We out. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Goodbye. All right.
Bye.